Hello, Wildcat Hospital employees. As you may all know, our community has recently had a large influx of South Korean families. As a result, we want to provide you with an educational video on the history and culture of the Korean birthing process. We hope this video will allow you to be closer and more understanding of the culture of these new patients.
In the 1960s and 1970s, the South Korean government created programs to encourage lowering the birth rate of Korean women. These programs were effective and dropped the average family size from 5 to 6 children to 1 to 2 children. The birth rate for women in Korea continued to decline and today is close to 1. This has caused the government to encourage families to have more children as the nation's elderly population is rapidly outgrowing their workforce. Government programs have begun creating policies directed at assisting new families, such as prenatal care stipends, allowances for families for the first year of a child's life, and free daycare programs. Unfortunately, these policies still have many problems in reality, but they show the country's motivation to increase the birth rate. This has also resulted in the building of many more modern prenatal, birthing, and postpartum facilities.
In Korean culture, parents experience taemong, or the conception dream, prior to or just following conception. This dream may be dreamt by the mother herself or a close relative such as her husband, mother, or mother-in-law. The taemong may be the event that notifies a woman that she is pregnant, and it may provide information about her future child, such as its gender. In Korean culture, if the taemong includes animals, the child will likely be a boy. If the taemong includes fruit, the child will likely be a girl. In older cultural practices, Korean mothers were expected to tell their mother-in-laws first when they became pregnant, followed by their husband and then their own mother.
Prenatal education is extremely important in Korean culture. Tayo is a set of practices and beliefs related to prenatal development. The practice of Tayo is very popular and even recommended by many doctors. Tayo stresses that the emotional, physical, and intellectual state of the mother during pregnancy will have a significant impact on the child throughout its entire life. This begins immediately following conception and extends through the duration of pregnancy. Women are encouraged to only look at beautiful and living things while they are pregnant and to avoid anything that is dead or ugly. This includes avoiding misshapen foods and cut flowers. The mother is encouraged to engage in prenatal yoga classes to maintain her physical well-being and to engage regularly in exercise and maintain a healthy diet. It is also believed that education for the mother at this time will trigger intellectual stimulation and translate to a more intelligent child. Pregnant women may enroll in math, science, or English classes with the belief that their child will be better in these subjects as a result. They may also learn crafts or new skills during this time. The prenatal period is also the time when maternal fetal and paternal fetal bonding begins. Tayo emphasizes this bonding by engaging with the fetus, as it is seen in Korean culture to be a human being from conception and to be entitled to all of the basic comforts humans receive. It is popular to play music or sing to the fetus, read books, talk to the fetus regularly, and write to them, holding the words in front of the mother's stomach. The father is encouraged to be equally engaged in this process to begin paternal fetal bonding. South Korea has a highly competitive educational and professional culture. It is believed that the fetus should begin studying and learning as soon as possible in order to improve the child's performance throughout life. Many people believe that children born to mothers who engage diligently in Tayo practices are more active, energetic, and intelligent.
During pregnancy, women typically see their doctor every 4 to 6 weeks with increasing frequency as they get closer to delivery. Although doctors may primarily engage their husbands and direct information to the father instead of speaking directly to the mother, this is becoming less frequent in modern culture. There is a strong trust in medical professionals, and it is considered unusual to question the advice of your doctor or to make suggestions to them. Mothers typically are expected to diligently follow all of the advice of their doctor without question. Opinion differs in some sources, but many older Korean doctors maintain the belief that vitamins are bad for the child and should not be taken by the mother during pregnancy. Some younger doctors are beginning to prescribe prenatal vitamins for pregnant women. While prenatal care and appointments may be conducted at a local health center, women usually must go to one of the larger hospitals during labor. It is common for Korean parents to select a doctor and a hospital very early into the pregnancy and work with this doctor for the duration of the pregnancy. This relationship with their doctor is important as the doctor will be considered the authority on the woman's pregnancy. While today the process of labor is not much different from Western culture, older cultural customs are still practiced in some of the more rural parts of the country. Traditionally, women would give birth at the home with the assistance of their mother in law, mother, or sisters who already had children of their own. The woman would be given a cloth to bite on for the pain, but was expected to be silent during the labor, focusing all of her energy into the chi in order to help the baby have a safe birth. Ropes would be hung from the ceiling for the woman to hold onto while she gave birth in order to pull her upper body up at an angle and create a more preferable path for the baby to travel during labor. During labor, the men would all be expected to wait at another location and were not included in the birthing process. Today, the process of labor most often takes place in a hospital setting, with the assistance of doctors and nurses. During this process, it is generally respected that the healthcare professionals are the authorities of the birth, and they make the decisions about the process without incorporating the mother or the father. The woman's mother-in-law, mother, and sisters are typically present. Today, the father is increasingly active in the process and may be in the room with the wife during labor, or may wait at another location with other men in the family.
Traditionally, a straw rope would be tied at the doorframe of the house following birth to announce that the family had successfully had a child. If it was a boy, chili peppers would be laced along the rope, and if it was a girl, pine boughs. When people in the community saw this, it would notify them to stay away from the family for a period of 21 to 100 days in order to allow the mother to recover and the family to bond with the new child before anyone else was welcomed into the home. The woman's placenta was often kept and burnt to produce ashes that could be used in creating natural medicines in the event that the child fell ill. Today, postpartum care is still a very important concept for Korean families, and Korean culture has strong beliefs about what a mother should and should not do during this period. Postpartum care begins 2 to 3 months prior to birth with education and often yoga. Today, the father takes a more present role in participating in these activities with his wife, although traditionally the mother-in-law may be more engaged in postpartum care than the father. There are typically two routes for postpartum care: a postpartum care facility or home care. The decision between these two is often financial. If the woman is cared for at home, the mother-in-law often stays with her for a period of 3 weeks or longer to care for her, and she may be visited daily by a midwife or home care nurse who assists her with recovery, as well as with caring for the newborn. Diet and heat are very important in Korean postpartum practices. Even today, most Korean mothers participate in these traditions. Seaweed soup, or myeokguk, is eaten at every meal for at least 21 days, but sometimes up to 3 months after giving birth. The soup is considered to be extremely nutritious for new mothers and to help them recover faster. For other foods in her diet, the mother is encouraged to not eat anything too salty, too sweet, or too spicy. Cold is absolutely not allowed for new mothers in Korea. They're not even allowed to stand near an open refrigerator. Cold foods, including cold drinks or ice, are not allowed. Cold water, wet hair, air conditioning, or going outside in cold temperatures are not allowed for at least 21 days following birth. The mother-in-law is often in charge of heating rooms and wrapping the woman in blankets if she is being cared for at home during this time. Heating lamps are often used in the rooms of postpartum care facilities. During the postpartum period, movement is also limited, and women are often waited on by healthcare staff or family. By refraining from movement, stress, or cold during this time, the woman is expected to have a better chance of having her body return to a pre-pregnant condition faster. Although today's modern competitive culture in Korea appears to be driving women to disregard this advice and return to work faster following pregnancy in order to not lose station at their jobs.
We hope you enjoyed this video and hope it gave you a better understanding of the Korean culture. 안녕하세요.